Letters, 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 letters for the 23rd of April. D-Dub Travels, thank you for the kind words. I hope to meet up with you again. That's right. D-Dub was the guy on the scooter who was out at our meetup in Las Vegas. That's right. And anyway, D-Dub, his initials are D-W, right? And his real name is Donnie Wahlberg. That's right. But he's ashamed of that because he shares it with a celebrity, so he doesn't want anyone to know. Just kidding. I think he said to me he doesn't like his first name. It's not David, but so he just calls himself D-Dub. Oh. Nobo Life wonders if Bob Wells really does live in a van or an RV or whatever all the time, especially when he's in the desert there. I think he's making $15K a month now. I bet he doesn't even sleep in his van anymore. He probably hides out in 5-star hotels every day and night with full-service air conditioning maids, etc. You kind of wonder, some of these YouTubers, do they live full-time in their vehicles, you know? CRVL, Carolyn's RV Life, Bob, you know, they seem to be not always moving, you know? And yeah, I guess when they're on the road moving and nomadic, they do, but, you know, you wonder, do they have houses or apartments or something? I know Bob lives in Pahrump, Nevada. You know, does he have a place there that he can get off the road? I know his mom lives down in Florida. He's down there with her sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes you wonder. Is it, you know, is the nomadness full-time or is it just part-time? It's not always that obvious. Boom, bust, bubble, and repeat writes, count me as an adventure van man Brian fan. He practices what he preaches and doesn't turn his channel into a complete e-begging infomercial of hypocrisy. You know, doesn't Brian also work? I do remember, what was it, last year? He did something on a boat. He was doing some fishing boat in Alaska. Remember, he flew to Alaska and was working on a boat for a while, then he flew back. So I think a number of these other people, Wanderlust State does the same thing. They do jobs, they work for a while, they save up some money, they go do some nomadic life, and then they get back to doing their work. I don't know. You know, Venture Van Man Brian is probably making some halfway decent money now on YouTube, and maybe he just doesn't need the outside jobs as much anymore. I don't know. Melly writes, what is that? Melly, I knew Camperman Kevin would never be happy with that van. Yeah, the ProMaster he bought about a couple months ago, a year ago, right? What was it, last summer or something like that? Yeah, it's just too small for what he wants out of a van, a vehicle. The dogs, 3 dogs. It was just, you could just tell that those dogs are cramped in there, you know? Oh yeah. Cooking in a van, writes Brian Stepp. I can't think of anything beside that's more boring. No one cares. I certainly don't care anymore. You know, if what you were cooking was really something fantastic, like wow. But yeah, if all you're doing is making a taco or some burgers or pasta with something on it, it's like, who cares? Honestly. You know, I don't know. Brian Heffernan writes, I am not into pets having their own YouTube channels, but if it generates income, I say go for it. Well, I was doing the same thing. I was saying, isn't that ridiculous that Jax has his, well, no, Jax doesn't yet, but who knows? Cruz, Van City Van Life has a channel. Days with Jordan the Line just announced that his dog Ja will have his own channel. That's like, and then someone said, you know, Dave, you're doing videos just reading people's letters, so you're just as, you know, you're just like them. Well, you're right. And then I'm going to do, instead of reading letters from the this morning's videos, and then I'm going to do an evening video where I'm going to read letters from the letters videos, right? Letters of letters videos. Man, it's just getting nutty. Oh, yeah. Another one here, Jack is also upset about the nomads that are doing too many cooking videos. Most of them can't cook, he says. So-and-so burns everything he cooks. Another one cooks stuff I wouldn't feed my dog. Another one makes gross-looking stuff that's keto. Another one can't even cook corn on the cob without messing it up. Someone else thinks she can cook, but I wouldn't eat her food. And someone else if I ate her food, I would get dysentery. She never washes her hands. However, he does say that Wandering Jimmy, aka Wandering Yimmy, probably is the best cook out there among the nomads we cover here, but I hate curry. I like curry. Curry's good. Good grief, stop with the cooking videos. Dave, can you cook? You can't cook. I can't cook. I did learn to use the regular oven, though. I now can put in, I go to the store and buy a nice big pizza, and then I preheat the oven to 400, and then I stick the pizza in and let it cook for about 25 minutes, and I take it out, and it's yummy, yummy, yummy. So yeah, I can cook. Number of commenters who noticed that a number of people that were at the van build back in November there in Parker, Arizona, had a lot of people working on their vans, getting things all fixed up, and then they've gone ahead and sold their vans just a couple months later. It's kind of interesting how, I don't know. It's just like they're building up the equity and the value of their vans, and they go take it and cash it in right after they leave the van builder a couple months later. I don't know, man. It's kind of funny, isn't it? It is kind of funny. And another one. People are still upset about that. Camper Van Kevin gets people to work on his van build for free, van build out for free, and then puts the doggy smelling thing on the market. Well, that's what we did see. A lot of people, help me build my van. It's like a community thing because you're living there, right? No, I just want to fix it up so I can sell it. Drew tells me that Bognor Regis is a seaside resort on the south coast of England. That's right. I was wondering because the Travel Trolls UK, there, Dan and Mazzy were going there. I never heard of it. I've been to England 4 or 5 times. Never heard of Bognor Regis. Another day, another Camo comment, writes Moist Visions. Anxious to know CVK's adjustment to the Class A. He seems to be really liking it. More room for the dogs, more room for him. Plus, plus. And I think he even said he's not even going to be getting a tow vehicle now. He may get a bicycle or something, but he's not going back to get another Geo Tracker, so that's interesting. Arizona is a pretty state. I think we have seen every square mile of it, writes Mark. Year after year of videos from the 3,000 RVers. No one goes to Maine. Yeah. Well, we had Sasnak. He's actually thinking about, he's going out doing some camping and get off the road from the truck. And he was talking about going to Eastern Canada and stuff, which would be really cool because we don't see a lot of nomads in Eastern Canada. But then he goes, nah, it's Colorado. Okay. Back to somewhere where every nomad that we cover has been to Colorado multiple times. It is a pretty state, but Mitch Jones, hey, why don't you expose some of the nomads on Social Blade, the kind of money they're making? Nothing wrong with making a few bucks, but I hate e-beggars and scammers. Yeah, I don't know. I look at the eBay numbers, and some people say they're right on, and some people say they aren't. I don't know. Even though you can be making 3, 4, 5K a month on YouTube, and yet come on, if that's your only income, $3,000 a month times 12 is only $36K a year, and it's going to be hard in modern day America to live on $36K a year. I think even if it's just one person living in their van, I don't know. So yeah, you look at the money on YouTube and you go, that looks nice, but when you consider it's your main income. It's not like you're doing something else significantly. Yeah, maybe you have a Spreadshirt thing or a Patreon, but I think most of the nomads out there that are trying to live on YouTube are really just barely scraping by, if that. Ha! All right, folks, that ought to do it for today. Letters for the 23rd of April. Look at these balloons. They're still here. They're from a Destination Storm back in March when we celebrated our 3rd anniversary of the camodave channel. That's right. Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, yeah. Now I'll just sing a song to send you all on your merry way. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. Flug under.